Good evening. Happy summer vacation to the students. I don't know how different it feels, summer vacation from school these days, but nonetheless, happy summer vacation. Thanks for joining me. My name is Joe Ferlo. I'm the director of the Grand Oshkosh. This is Ghost Light Gossip. I'm going to fill you in on some things that are going on here at the Grand. And if you have any questions, of course, you should feel free to ask them. All you have to do is put them into the comment section, and I will do my best to come up with an answer for you. In the meantime, here's what's new. For those of you who are following along, especially for those of you who are holding tickets, we have had a couple of announcements of shows that have moved. And in fact, each of these two shows have moved from their rescheduled dates to a further out rescheduled date. Both Gaelic Storm, which was scheduled for the summer and then the fall, is now moved to March of 2021. And James Garner's tribute to Johnny Cash, also, which was in last April's show, moved to October, is now moved also to March 2021. If you have tickets for those shows, fear not. Someone from the box office will be contacting you, and you'll have the option, should you choose, of holding the same great seats for those shows going forward. It's no secret, if you're following along in the Winnebago County area, that things for the summer and the fall are starting to kind of fall off the schedule again. And whether it's Summerfest that you were looking forward to, or Country USA or Rock USA, those things are now canceled for this year. We are still closed here at the Grand Oshkosh and will be until Labor Day, but we do have some shows scheduled. We have an opening show scheduled on the 12th of September. And then there are some rentals and arts partner shows that are happening, scheduled for October and November. And then we have a very big Christmas season, Knockwood, planned for you, including the return of the Four Phantoms with an all new, well, not an all new, because there's some stuff they just have to perform, but with a holiday themed show that'll have some fun spirit to go along with the season. So with that said, I think it certainly is fair to say that the Grand you walk into in September will be a little bit different. In fact, the industry is going to be a little bit different, forever changed, probably. in order to be to hold on to this September 12th date, we have decided to adopt a socially distanced seating chart, which means that fully half of the seats behind me will not be available for sale. The seating will be arranged in socially distanced seating in groups separated from others, with individual seats available separated from others. And it will reduce our capacity from about currently 550 to about 220. So the trivia answer, when is a half full house actually a full house? The answer is in the new order of socially distanced seating. With that said, we have a great show planned for you in September, and I would tell you that the downside of social distanced seating is that with 220, let's say, seats available, they're going to go very quickly, even in this era. And so I would encourage people to when the tickets do go on sale, if it's a show that you're interested in, I wouldn't wait. I would grab those tickets as soon as you can. Most of our shows will go on sale in July. Again, there are a lot of steps that have to happen before we put a show on sale to you. We have to settle on a seating chart and make sure that we've got all of our everything we want done to the satisfaction of any of the local codes or the health codes and general safety and the comfort of the audience. In addition to the seating, we're going to have to reorganize how we work entry through the lobby, the choke point of everybody coming in the doors. We'll have to look at the exits. Those of you who've been looking for, we may exit like a movie theater. Closest door, out you go. We'll probably do many of our shows without intermissions in order to minimize the audience traffic. Afterglows in the Grand Lounge probably will wait, certainly until later in the year, for sure. Meet and greets with artists are going to be done completely differently, probably as question and answers from the stage. And we're working real hard, though. Our staff has been working very hard on policies and procedures. We've been watching what's being done all over the world in theaters as they work towards reopening to the public. And we've invested in some equipment, sanitizing and cleaning equipment, to go a step beyond what we had done in the past, and do our best in this era of concern to make sure that goes well. There's a good shot that when you come in September, you're going to find me and ushers and staff members here at the Grand wearing masks. We're going to encourage people to wear masks. If that's still, it's hard to say what September will be like right now here in June. But wherever things move, however things shift, we'll move and we'll shift with it. And we'll work hard to make sure we're ready for you. So again, I would encourage you, if you have any questions, to feel free to ask them. In the meantime, I want to show off a great little snippet of our opening act for the new season, September 12th. B-Twins are a duo, twins, who were born in South America, in the slums of Rio. And thanks to their musicianship and their skill and their drive and their great personalities, they have forged a career here in the United States and internationally, now based out of the central United States. The twins are known for great music. The two of them are ukulele and violin, but also high energy and terrific shows. They were originally scheduled to do our Grand Night fundraiser back last month, and when that didn't pan out for us because of the closures, we immediately slid them into this area, this section. And believe me, if we're going to celebrate in September with any crowd here in the Grand, these are the guys we want. Meet the B-Twins. That's B-Twins coming September the 12th here to the Grand. Tickets will go on sale in July, 220 seats, and they're going to go quickly. I do want to thank, I know you saw the shout out if you followed along there, Nicolay Bank, our sponsor for that event. And indeed, I want to thank all the sponsors who are sticking with us, helping to make sure that that we're able to be out there in front with entertainment for our community. It's going to be more critical than ever for those folks to stay involved. It is the only way we're going to be able to keep our ticket prices where I want to keep them, where you want us to keep them, and still make things work with a smaller, socially distanced seating chart. So thank you to Nicolay Bank for sponsoring that opening show. I want to assure you, too, that although when we talk about grand shows, you see that a season that's pretty light in the fall, that is obviously by design. I want to be in a position to move or alter a minimum amount of schedule going forward. But the schedule after when we get into the holiday season and going into the spring is going to be quite busy. Obviously, and being transparent about this, it's all fluid. We'll see what the seating charts look like after November, Thanksgiving, how things go. A lot of it's going to depend on what's going on in the rest of the world. A lot of it's going to depend on where things move for us as we reopen Oshkosh and Winnebago County. But I can tell you that we have a very active and fun season for you. And I'm still looking at things possibly to add on as we go. We're playing it carefully, but I don't intend to play it quietly. We intend to be here for you just as soon as we can be. So I encourage you to stay with us. In the meantime, here you are with me tonight, and we have a very active online presence right now with the Grand at Home. The show must go online. And every week from here on through the summer, I'm going to sit here with you for at least, 20, 30 minutes, maybe longer, depends on your questions. I'm going to tell you what's new. I'm going to keep you up to date on things as they evolve. I'll answer any questions that you have as best I can. And Thursday night's our spot for Ghost Light Gossip. Friday night is a spot where we now have something that we're calling Cocktail Hour. It's one-on-one, me and the artists from all over the country, really, right now. Sometimes they're artists that you've already met because they've been here before. Sometimes they're artists who are coming in the new season, and we talk to them about what's going on there. And sometimes they're artists that maybe you haven't heard about at all and haven't played the Grand at all, but they're kind of finding their way onto our radar. So I'd like for you to get to know them. And that's what this weekend falls into. We've got a Friday cocktail hour with Sunday and Mr. Gessel, and they are a duo, husband and wife, based in Seattle. If you are a regular at Beckett's, there's a chance you've seen them from time to time. Whenever their tour takes them through Wisconsin, Beckett's is a stop that they like to make musically. So Friday night, tomorrow night, I'll sit with them at 7:30. We'll ask them some questions. We'll learn some more about them. Frankly, I'll be learning about them myself because I've only met them this week. And then on Saturday at 7:30, again, this time Sunday and Mr. Gessel are putting together an hour or so long taped specialty show. They're working on it right now. We'll have it uploaded. We'll have it ready for you on Saturday. So we're going to stay real busy with the Grand at Home as well. I hope you'll tune in when you can. If you miss a program, fear not. You can find it on Facebook. There are a couple of events. The full-length concerts may not stay up the whole time. For instance, if you were a fan of the Carpenters and you missed Lisa Rock's show close to you this last weekend, get online and find that quickly. It won't be up on the site too long. It's a full 2-hour concert, and we were lucky and fortunate to have that happen. I'm filling in the cocktail hours as fast as I can. I can also report to you that we're going to meet James Garner in a couple of weeks. I'm looking forward to that. James has a dynamite Johnny Cash tribute that we had sold out before we started to move it, and then we moved it again. We still have a bunch of those seats sold, and to the point where, and James is one of those artists, and my hat's off to them, because when I was faced with smaller capacity moving forward, that puts me in a position, the math is different, right? And much as I want to be out in front of the public, and as terrible as it is to be closed, changing the number of seats dramatically has also made the calculation of ticket prices times number of seats equals expense of a show. It's a more complicated formula. And James Garner is one of those artists who said, look, I get it. We'll do 2 shows. In fact, James Garner is going to do 3 shows so that we can keep our numbers going. It's just that's a tremendous gift to us on the part of the artist. The industry is very interesting right now. I'm finding myself walking through meetings and Zoom meetings with colleagues, with other presenters, with artists, with agents for artists, and we're all looking to find our way into what's next. I think we all realize that the industry is going to change, and the smart people are going to change with it. That said, this building's been around for 135 plus years, and we're going to continue to be active as well. With that said, obviously we're out there raising money right now, and it is the time of the year that we're doing it. And if you do want to become involved, I would encourage you. It's going to be really vital for us, especially as we get into these summer months going into the fall. All of the things that I've been talking about, if you head to the website, it looks something like this when you log on. You can immediately subscribe to the Grant at Home and begin to get information about when these events are happening. There's information of show updates. It's constantly updated in that spot. And of course, there's the place for you to support the Grant by becoming a member. Keep in mind that members, one of the main privileges of being a member at the Grand is that you get to purchase tickets to Grand shows in advance of the general public. And again, with fewer seats, tickets are going to be premium and when they happen. And that's a great opportunity for you as well. The last thing I think I want to talk to you about before as we go on is where we're going with our educational series. That's also evolving and the possibilities of more online content for students and for teachers, for families, as well as for our new season. Those are all things we're working on as well. But first, I do want to give you a little nudge because I am very excited still about the return of the Four Phantoms in December. It's an interesting show in that it's pretty much the first time they'll be doing a holiday show. And part of it has to do with the affinity they've developed for the Grand Oshkosh, for which I'm grateful. It is indeed a great place to perform. And during their last visit, they were the videos. In fact, the video that I'm about to show, the promo videos were being shot here, and they were using this hall to do photos and to do video work. And in the course of it, as I watching the thing happen, I'm sitting with the promoter, the producer of the show, and we started chatting about what the next visit might be. And every time I have the Four Phantoms and Jeff Daniels are the Grand's 2 artists that allow us to raise the bar a little bit because they love being here and they help us out to get it done. And as we started to talk about it, we talked about holiday shows and whether or not we could put one together. And obviously, you got to keep the Phantom stuff happening, but can we put a holiday flair to it so that if we did bring them back, we'd have a show that had some new elements to it and exciting and fun new elements. So with that said, as they're doing their shots, I ran home and pulled out my Christmas bin and pulled out 4 Santa hats, ran them back so that we could get a shot while they were here, just in case we had a holiday show happening. Well, the good news is December 18, 19, 20, we are planning to have the fabulous Four Phantoms return with a special holiday show. Here's a little taste.
The Phantom of the Opera is here, inside your mind.
Hi, we're the Four Phantoms.
I'm Brent Barrett.
I'm John Cudia.
I'm Frank D'Ambrosio.
I'm Kieran Sheehan.
And I'm Kaylee Voorhees.
This December, we're returning to the Grand Oshkosh. with a very special holiday show.
The show is sure to get you in the holiday spirit.
Yeah, but don't worry. You're also going to be hearing all of your Phantom favorites, too.
Speak softly, love, and hold me warm against your heart. I feel your words, the tender trembling moments start. Near and word, our very own, sharing a love that only few have ever known.
My broken soul won't be alive or whole till I hear you sing once more. No, not me. All I care about is doing the guide who's picking on you, twisting the wrist that's turning the screw. Is I'll be here in sunshine or in shadow. Oh, Danny boy, I love you so. Sing, my angel of music.
He's there, the Phantom of the Opera.
Sing! Help me make the music of the
Again, we thank the sponsors who are going to make that possible. I point out that there are opportunities for sponsors to be involved there with some great benefits associated with the Four Phantoms themselves and their visit. So that is something we're looking forward to in December. If you want to keep following us online for the Grand at Home, here is a link. You can also go direct, as I mentioned earlier, from the website. As far as the educational shows are settled, the AMCOR Discovery Series is set and announced for the year, and a couple of the tours have already announced that they were going to suspend their fall tours. We had a couple of them lined up, but the good news is this: I in fact today had a conversation with one of the presenters of our Discovery Series, and we had a long discussion about online content and trying to make the great shows that are in this series available to teachers, available to families, available to homeschoolers through video, through streaming services. And I'm pretty confident sitting here today that in the weeks to come, we're going to finalize the prospect and the process of putting shows like that out there for students and the teachers come the fall. For any time that we're not able to bring in these touring groups live. Again, that all changes as the year goes on, and we all are hopeful that it won't be long before we gather in seats again. But until then, we want to make sure that we're delivering on our promise to the community for entertainment and education. And so I'm thrilled that that's happening. We're also looking at some opportunities to add streaming services to some of our shows in the event that we have to continue with socially distanced seating and smaller capacities and such moving forward. It's a process with 100 steps, and we're on about step 23 right now, but we are moving forward with that. All of this process of what seating is like and what might be available are things we have given ourselves a hard stop of approximately the 4th of July holiday, because we want to put tickets on sale to you at that point, and we want to until we know exactly what we've got and where we're going with it, we obviously aren't going to make that happen. So we're working towards that, and in the meantime, this is the place to tune in. If there is an update to be had, I'm going to try to give it to you here. If there's something I'm not telling you that you're wondering about, you'll have the opportunity to ask the question. It's a quick little time for us here. You can always tune in later too, and tell your friends that if they missed our time together now, they can still find us on the Grand at Home. In the meantime, we seem to have gone through without having to answer any questions today, which is just fine. I will look forward to another week of putting it all together. We're here for you, and hope you'll be here for us. This is the Grand at Home from the Grand in Oshkosh. My name is Joe Ferlo. Thanks for being with us. Stay safe, stay well, and we'll see you soon.